Time, constant companion, always present, tick-tock, tick-tock. It is the true rhythm of human existence, one that grows louder as we age. But why is that? Why does childhood seem to stretch on forever, filled with hope and endless possibilities, only for time to speed up as we enter adulthood? Personally, I can barely trace how time slipped away after 2016. This question has captivated philosophers and scientists for centuries, often approached indirectly as they sought to define time itself. Plato linked time to the motions of the heavens, while Aristotle tied it to the soul. Einstein described time as a flexible dimension, akin to space. Yet when it comes to explaining why time feels faster as we age, no one has offered a more profound answer than French philosopher Henri Bergson. His insights into time even led to a famous debate with Albert Einstein, a clash between two intellectual giants that I'll dive into later in this video. If you find these ideas fascinating, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more thought-provoking discussions on time, consciousness, and the human experience. Let's dive in. Henri Bergson was a towering figure in early 20th century thought. His ideas influenced countless modern thinkers, writers, and artists. More than just a philosopher, he was also a brilliant mathematician, even earning a prestigious award in the field. In 1927, he received the Nobel Prize in Literature for his innovative contributions. Bergson's doctoral thesis, Time and Free Will, published in 1889, marked a turning point in the philosophy of time. In it, he challenged the traditional linear view of time and connected it deeply to human consciousness. The beauty of his work lies not only in its intellectual brilliance, but in its call for us to reconnect with real time, and in doing so, reconnect with ourselves. Traditional time, also known as measured time, is linear and divided into discrete moments, seconds, minutes, and hours, tracked by the clock. This view sees time as a straight line moving from the past, through the present, and into the future. It's a practical concept, essential for organizing life. Einstein expanded on this by defining time as the fourth dimension, intrinsically linked to space. But Bergson argued that this definition of time is an illusion, something created to simplify human life. While practical, he believed it causes harm to our minds. Bergson referred to this as abstract, artificial, or spatialized time, a framework often employed by scientists to study closed systems. Bergson saw a fundamental flaw in this traditional view. What about the passage of time as we experience it, influenced by our moods, mental states, and circumstances? He introduced the concept of duration, a deeply personal and subjective experience of time. Unlike clock time, duration can't be measured. It can only be felt, and it varies from person to person. For example, consider how time feels when we're scrolling through social media. An hour can pass in what feels like 10 minutes. On the other hand, if we're stuck in a room with nothing to do but watch the seconds tick by, that same hour can feel like 2, stretching endlessly. Bergson opposed the rigid nature of artificial clock time. He believed that the constant ticking of the clock pulls us away from deeper, more meaningful experiences. In his view, it becomes a master, and we are its slaves, constantly rushing to keep up. This relentless focus on measured time is, for Bergson, a major reason why the modern world feels so rushed and why we're burdened with anxiety and depression. In April 1922, during a lecture in Paris, Henri Bergson found himself in an unexpected debate with Albert Einstein about the nature of time. This debate is now regarded as one of the most important intellectual exchanges of the 20th century. The lecture was originally intended as a discussion on Einstein's theory of relativity, with Bergson, a 62-year-old philosopher, seated in the audience. Bergson was not only a respected intellectual, but also a celebrated public figure, best known for his book, Creative Evolution. During the debate, Bergson praised Einstein's contributions, but then shared his views on the human experience and its relationship with time. Einstein, initially caught off guard, took time to respond, partly because he was speaking in French, and partly because Bergson's argument had merit. Einstein eventually replied by stating that there was no such thing as philosophical time, only psychological time and absolute time. The debate quickly captured media attention, though it ended without a clear winner. Many in the scientific community, including some Nobel laureates, believed that Einstein had the upper hand, attributing Bergson's stance to a misunderstanding of relativity. However, Bergson understood Einstein's theory well. He wasn't out of touch with science or mathematics. In fact, Bergson compared scientists to surgeons using the wrong tools. Instead of a scalpel, they were wielding a butcher's knife, leading to flawed conclusions. He criticized the scientific view of time as simply a spatial dimension, arguing that time is fundamentally different from space. Bergson defined time, or duration, as a flow of experiences, where each element is interconnected and cannot be isolated except through abstract thought. For Bergson, this view wasn't just theoretical. It was a call to live fully. He urged us to experience time as it truly is, absorbing its essence so it can flow freely. If we fail to do so, we risk losing touch with ourselves, just as the fragmented, hurried minds of the modern world have become disconnected from their inner lives. In our youth, time feels slower because our experiences are new and vivid, capturing our full attention and leaving deep impressions. Every moment feels expansive, enriched by the novelty and discovery that define childhood. As we grow older, life often becomes more routine, with fewer new experiences to capture our attention. This creates a feeling of time contraction, where long stretches of life pass by almost unnoticed. Bergson also emphasized how the passage of time relates to lived experience. For a child, a single year represents a large proportion of their life, making it feel much longer. For an adult, that same year constitutes a smaller fraction, giving the impression that it flies by. Unlike mechanical time, which is linear and artificial, duration reflects a network of interconnected moments, deeply tied to our consciousness. But how exactly does this connection between time and consciousness work? According to Bergson, time, or duration, is a continuous unfolding of our experiences. Everything is stored in the present. For Bergson, the past doesn't vanish or separate from us. It exists within us in the form of memories, emotions, and experiences that continually shape our perception of the present. These memories are not static or distant. They are active and alive, shaping how we view the world around us. Similarly, the future is not an external force waiting to happen. It exists as potential within our consciousness, influencing our thoughts and actions as we move forward. For Bergson, the present is never isolated. It is the convergence of the past and future intertwined, and it is this ongoing flow of experiences that he called duration. Bergson's ideas not only reshaped philosophy, but also had a significant impact on culture and intellectual movements. His exploration of subjective time resonated with existentialists and phenomenologists like Sartre and Merleau-Ponty, who also emphasized the importance of lived experience. Early psychologists valued his insights into memory as an active force. His ideas also influenced art. Bergson believed that artists had a unique ability to express the essence of time in ways that science and philosophy could not. Writers like Marcel Proust and James Joyce, inspired by Bergson, created works that blurred the boundaries between past, present, and future. In Search of Lost Time, Proust's memories resurface unbidden, blending with the present, reflecting Bergson's concept of duration. Similarly, Joyce's Ulysses condenses a single day into a tapestry of inner experiences, where time becomes fluid. For Bergson, art provided a crucial counterbalance to the dominance of mechanical time, reminding us of the depth and texture of our inner lives, something that clocks and formulas could never capture. While Bergson didn't reject the utility of measured time entirely, he urged us to reconnect with the flow of duration. By doing so, we can resist the alienation of modern life and rediscover moments of stillness and presence, allowing time to enrich us instead of control us.